Men are only complicated when they don't like you.
Oh God, I'm gonna sound like such a wanker.
Why else would this be called the Daddy Academy? Don't be a man's emotional support dog.
There is a 29-year age difference.
29?
And he left me on red.
Attention students, a friendly reminder that if you have sent a good morning text and have yet to receive a response, it's advised to refrain from sending a second one until further notice.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Daddy Academy. We have a really fun episode for you guys today. And something we wanted to incorporate a little bit more is, what you guys know of me from Instagram, from TikTok, is a little Q&A. So without further ado, let's get into a round of Daddy Academy Study Hall. How do you tell the difference between a high quality man and a loser? All right, so when people think of high quality or high value men, usually the first thing that comes to mind is money. But let me tell you something, I've met a lot of wealthy guys who are losers, all right? Having a lot of money is great, and I think a man who has a lot of money has some good qualities. A man that's driven, has a purpose in his life, has something he's trying to accomplish. So that in itself is a high value trait in a man, but there's more to it than that. In my opinion, a high value man has those qualities, has a purpose and a passion in his life, is making good money, but more importantly, he's a man who's emotionally grounded, okay? He's your rock emotionally. He's emotionally intelligent. He knows how to, treat you the way you want to be treated, listens to what you say. He's a man who's calm, gentle, kind. He goes through life with a loving, expansive energy, okay? A loser is a guy who's self-centered. You're gonna feel this sort of selfish vibe from him. You're gonna have to listen to what he says, what he does when you're out on those dates. Talk about those key questions, like learn about his family, his friends, his purpose in his life, his vision. And through that, you're sort of gonna paint the picture as to who this guy is and how he makes you feel. Are you getting a genuine warm feeling or something a little uneasy, okay? Because you know deep down in your gut, you honestly know what the truth is. So you'll know when you're in the presence of a high quality man versus a loser. All right, Camila, how's it going? Nice to see you.
I'm good, how are you?
What question do you have for me today?
I'm 24 and I've never been in a long, serious relationship.
Okay.
And whenever I do go out with guys and they seem very interested and they ask me out on a third, fourth date, they just don't follow through. Is there a similarity between all the guys that you feel like you've been dating? Is there like a common theme, minus the ghosting or it not working out? I'm trying to see if there's a pattern here that we could dissect. There could be a chance that maybe you're going after a very specific type of guy that might not be a guy who's looking for something serious long term. When you're someone like yourself who wants a relationship and you're giving off that type of vibe, which is great. I think that's lovely and I don't think it's something that you should ever change. You are going to lose a lot of men in the process because think about it, there's really only a small percentage of guys that, probably around your age at least, you said you're 24? Yes.
Yeah, between the ages of 24 and 30, there's a pretty small percentage of guys who are really serious about looking for a relationship. And dating is a numbers game and it's gonna take time to find those guys, but you losing men in the process, I don't want you looking at it as, there's something wrong with me, what's wrong with me, why can't I get somebody to lock me down? Every man that disappears is one step closer to finding the right guy, but it's about keeping your confidence up and not letting it get to you. So I want to ask you this, how is your self-esteem? How do you feel? Are you letting it kind of get you down at all? Are you feeling sort of upset about it?
No, I'm pretty confident.
Good.
I'm pretty confident. But I would say that lately that I have been thinking about it. I'm like, okay, there's this pattern going on of guys flaking on me. Am I doing something wrong? Am I not being, because sometimes I feel like I don't give them too much attention maybe, but okay. I don't know.
Interesting. But explain that. Well, why would you think that?
I feel like I've been told.
You've been told. They say
Yes.
I'm not getting a good read off you. I don't know if you like me or not. Is that the type of stuff that you're hearing?
From my guy friends. I'm like, okay, help me.
From your guy friends, but
yeah.
How would they know? But they mean, they say to you that you don't text a lot type thing?
So I kind of tell them my situation. kind of like how I'm telling
Sure,
you. And
sure.
they're like, oh, okay, you should show more interest. I'm like, okay, what is enough interest? What is the
Okay.
good balance of interest?
That's a really good question. So I like to say when it comes to texting first and reaching out first, it should be the men doing 70% of the outreach, women 30%. And obviously, like when you're reciprocating as far as they text you, you're texting back, show a really positive energy. Like there's nothing wrong with showing a guy that you're interested in him. I mean, you should, because if he's gonna take you out, pay for it, he better fucking pay for it. We want him to, like, you know, you want him to know that you like him and that you want this to continue. But there's a healthy balance where you don't want to do too much, because if you start to do too much, now you're leading, now you're putting this guy on a pedestal by trying to make it work with him, and then the balance of the pursuit is off. So I always say like 70-30. Men understand that if you're responding and you're giving this like warm energy and you're always happy to talk to him and you're accepting his dates, he's gonna know that you obviously are interested. So don't overthink that, because I see why men in general are always gonna want a woman to show more interest. You know, I mean, just like you would always want a man to show more interest to you. So like your guys saying like, oh, show more interest, show more. Don't read too much into that. I feel like you're probably giving a perfect amount of interest. If you want to dial it up like 10% because maybe you see some truth in it, dial it up 10%. But I wouldn't really go much more than that, because I feel like that's not the problem here, honestly.
Okay. Well, there was this other guy, the last one that I was talking to. I was looking at your TikToks or Reels,
Okay.
and it kind of made sense. He would love bomb me. We would text every day, all day, even though he was busy. And I was like, okay, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I remember what he said about love bombing. So we would text a lot, and then when it came to the date, he said, oh, sorry, I'm not going to be able to do tomorrow or this weekend. Can we do next, like, can we reschedule? And I was like, yeah, sure, we can reschedule. And then he's like, oh, sorry, actually, I won't be able to do this weekend either.
Yeah.
And then when I called him out, because I try to be nice.
No, it's okay. If he flakes on you twice, you got to call him out. Two flakes. One, if somebody flakes on you once and he gives you a really good reason why he had a flake, you know, if you've been getting a really good vibe from the guy in general, you know, you can give somebody the benefit of the doubt once. Twice, now you're playing with my time here, and that's when you got to take it a little more seriously. So what did you say to him? What did you say?
I said, I'm open, because he asked me if I'm still open to getting to know him. And I said, I am still open to getting to know you, only if there's a set date and planned ahead.
There you go. Bam. Love it.
And he left me on red. He left me on red.
I mean, like, okay, obviously this guy wasn't for you, but you might be saying to yourself, okay, but then what about the love bombing? So he was texting me all day long. For how long was that? A few weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks of straight texting, love bombing. Mm-hmm. And did you ever meet him or no?
No, never.
Okay, so the first date never even happened. So this is a classic guy who's trying to juggle options, juggle a roster situation, and either he had someone he was already seeing, he had someone who he was getting an energy from that odds are this guy's probably just trying to sleep around, and maybe he was getting a little bit more of a horny energy from somebody and kind of wanted to go down that route rather than like take you out. Like I said, you just naturally give off this really wholesome energy about you, which is great. I don't want you changing that at all. But guys, depending on what their motives are, this shit like this is gonna happen, and you just gotta be like, all right, oh well, on to the next one. But that's why when it comes to the texting, if a guy's over texting and you still haven't met him yet, just tweak those response times. Just be like, okay, I'm not texting him between the hours of 9 to 5, like maybe I'll answer twice during the work hours. Like that's, to me, is like kind of like a good rule. It's like, okay, between 9 to 5, I'll answer like 2, 3, 4 times, if that, like just my lunch break or whatnot. And then once nighttime hits, don't answer past 9 p.m. or like 8 p.m. So basically it's like, okay, you can't really reach me that much during the day. I'll answer you a little bit. You can reach me from like 5 to 8, but I'm not gonna talk to you from like 8 on, because that kind of leaves the mystery of, oh, maybe she's out on a date.
oh, she's busy. She's always about, if I want my time with her, I have to book a date. So when you're texting and texting and texting and that doesn't, and you're giving him that validation, that gratification, if he's a guy who's just after using women for that, he almost doesn't even have to take you on a date because he's just trying to find his best option to get a hookup that night. And you're feeding his ego when you over text him like that.
I'm still wondering then what's the reason then that I haven't been able to get into a relationship?
I don't think there's a problem. Like, that's the thing. It's like you're looking at it like there's a problem. I actually don't think there's a problem. I think you're 24. Okay, give me a rough age range of the guys you're going out with.
24 to 30.
Okay, most of them are around which age?
25.
Okay, 25-year-old guys don't even know how to tie their shoes, basically. So we're dealing with like literally the emotional maturity level of like, I was gonna say a dog, but I think dogs are probably more emotionally mature than a 25-year-old man. So it's like, you have to really take that into consideration. For you, honestly, I'd say probably the best age range is gonna be more of like 28 to 30, I think 27 to 30, like those are guys who are probably ready to start, moving things for like a more serious relationship. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with you. Just stick with it. Keep pouring that energy back into yourself. Do not let this get to you. Like, do not let this get to you because I'm telling you firsthand from the Daddy Academy himself that you are gonna find someone fantastic, and it's just gonna take time. Dating sometimes is just a numbers game. And you're going through the rough patch right now, but dating, it's always an up and down flow. Right now you're in the valley, but good times are ahead, and I promise you they're coming soon.
I'll trust you.
Yeah, you gotta trust me. This is what I do.
Today's lesson is all about the experiment. All right, what is the experiment, you might ask? The experiment is what a man is going to do in the early stages of dating when you do nothing, okay? Right here, see this beautiful green line? Traditional dating with a daddy energy man. This is a man who's pursuing you, has the interest, he's communicating well, he's taking you out on the dates, he's paying for all the dates. Everything is smooth sailing, you feel safe, calm, secure. This is what we want. This is what we're striving for. We're striving for a daddy energy man. Why else would this be called the Daddy Academy? But what I see a lot, I see you guys starting to interject. So I'm gonna pull out my handy dandy red marker here. Things start going, right? You meet the guy. And then very quickly, I start seeing women initiating the conversation. He needs to be texting you, pursuing, moving things along. If you're initiating the conversation more than he is, no good, that's a big no-no. Okay, so this line is gonna start going a little bit down because now you're showing him you're a little bit more interested than he is. Then, what I don't like to see actually, is you directing the dynamic. You're starting to hint that you want to be taken out. You're hinting towards wanting this to go somewhere. Do you think a man is stupid? You matched on a dating app and he doesn't know that you want him to ask you out? Men are not that stupid. We're pretty stupid. Not that stupid though. So you start directing the dynamic that's even showing even more that, please take me out, please take me out. And then he's gonna say, this loser sitting on his couch is gonna go, ha ha ha, I already got her. He's gonna put in even less effort. You thought he didn't put in effort before, it's gonna be even less. So this line's gonna go down a little bit more. So what starts to happen? I start to see ladies planning dates. You start planning the dates. Oh, what are you doing this Saturday? Oh, I'm gonna be out with some friends this weekend. Are you around? Hell no. Hell no. Why would you think that's a good thing to do? These guys aren't traditional. They don't do anything. You're not giving him the chance to. And if he wouldn't, remember if he wanted to, he would. If he wouldn't, then that means he never wanted to. But if you're planning the dates, a guy will just go along with it because he's like, all right, if this girl likes me that much, I'll go on a date and try to sleep with her. That's what he's gonna do, right? So here, we're gonna go even more down. Actually, you know what? We're not even going down. We're going backwards here, okay? This line, we're gonna start to go a little bit backwards now, okay? So this line's going a little bit back, all right? Then, what I see, ladies taking charge of logistics. Oh, you know where I've always wanted to go? here. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Nobu. You start telling him where to take you. First of all, he probably didn't even want to take you out in the first place. But now you're telling him where to take you. You're taking charge. But let's just say, okay, you still went out on the date anyway, and it was fine. Like, it was a good date. So maybe we didn't go backwards here. We just want to move like a little bit forward. Okay, just like a little bit forward there. And then this is the kiss of death right here. After the date, maybe you slept together, maybe you didn't. I hope you didn't, but you might have. You might have. You start hinting towards the future. What are you doing next weekend? What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing? Oh, you're obsessed. You're calling your mom. You're calling your sister. You're telling her how much you're obsessed with this guy. Oh my God. Know where this line goes now? You want to see where this line goes? Whoop, all the way back to the beginning. And you want to know where that leaves you? It probably leaves you here. Probably, yeah, you know, it leaves you ghosted. It leaves you right there, sad and alone. I'm here with Emily Janes. Emily, how's it going?
Hi, I'm fantastic. I didn't have to leave my apartment.
Before we get into it, why don't you tell the world a little bit about yourself? Who is Emily?
Oh God, that's tricky. My name is Emily. If you couldn't tell by now, I'm from Perth, Western Australia, but I've lived in New York for 11 years now. So I'm a New Yorker.
What do you do? What do you do in New York?
Little bit of this, little bit of that. I sing and act and model.
Okay, interesting. So you're a New York City model, international model, probably, right? From Australia.
I guess so.
How's
Not as glamorous
dating?
as you might think.
How's dating as a international model?
You know, I will say, I've been very lucky. I don't think I've ever dated a bad man. I've always attracted really good people. They were just wrong fits. But now I do have a boyfriend.
Okay, let's tell us a little bit about him. Tell us about the situation. Let's get into it.
Oh my God, he's a goddamn rock star. So he's not here in New York full time. He's between a few places. And when he's not here, we talk every day for hours on the phone. Always makes me feel safe. It's been a little over 6 months now, and I haven't felt anxious once.
Oh, wow.
It's just like
6 months since you met him, or 6 months since you've been like official?
Well, it's sort of kind of all happened at once. It was like our first date, it was go.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I talk a lot about, you know, the pace of dating and whatnot, but I always do say, like, you know very quickly if you're gonna be in a relationship with a person. Like, you'll know from a first date or within like 3 dates or so, you're like, okay, this is heading in that direction. And especially a guy who sees you and is like, this is a home run, like this is exactly the type of woman that I want. The energy that he's gonna come forward with is like top notch, and you're gonna feel that, and you did, because it moved this fast.
It's funny because now, like, you know, I have girlfriends that are like, I want to date with this guy and he didn't reply, but like, does he still like me? And everyone's like, of course he does. Like, he's just busy. And I feel bad. I just don't have time for it anymore. Because it is true. Like, if someone fucking thinks you're a rock star, they're going to give you everything. And they're going to make you feel good. And they're going to make it work. And they're going to fly on to the other side of the country every week just to see you. It's just they're going to make it known.
It's really true. Like, men are only complicated when they don't like you.
Say that.
Yeah, men are only complicated when they don't like you. When a guy likes you, you know what? Yeah, I gotta give myself a gold star for that one.
Yeah.
I'm giving myself usually I would give you the gold star, but you haven't earned it yet. I earned it.
I didn't realize it, but I don't think until my current partner that I've ever fully 100% respected the person I was with.
Interesting.
Like,
all right. Yeah.
I know that sounds bad.
No.
It was sort of like, if I hurt him the last one, I was sort of like, oh, that sucks. But it's like, this one, it's like I wouldn't even dream of hurting him.
Why?
Like, it would hurt me so much to ever hurt his feelings.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's, oh God, I'm going to sound like such a wanker. I think it's because he's the first person I ever feel like is my equal.
Yeah.
You know, like I've always
yeah.
Yeah, I've always felt like I can get someone better, I feel like this is the coolest person I've ever met in my whole life. And it's like, I don't want to hurt. And also we're not equals. Like in the real world, we're not. He makes a lot more money than me. He's around much different circles to me, but he's never made me feel like
that's such an important thing you just said, because a lot of women think that like, oh, like maybe my job makes me a high value woman. I hate those phrases. But like guys don't care about that. Guys care like realistically, do I find her attractive? Like, is she the most attractive woman in my eyes? Is she attractive? And does she make me feel, and it's a hard word to describe, but just like, it's like sexy wholesome. Like I could see her being a wife. I could see her raising a family. It's just like this culmination of feelings that when a guy meets a woman like this, his tune completely changes. He could be the biggest F-boy of all time, and the second he meets that one, it's just like, nope, wifing her up. Like, that's it. Class, look who it is. It's our old pal, Rick the janitor. Hey, Rick, that plant's fake. You don't have to water that.
When he says he doesn't want anything serious, but expects serious effort out of you, ladies, he might just be looking for a free therapist.
Rick. You know, Rick, he's a weird guy, but he has some experience with the ladies. And let me tell you something, to what he said, don't be a man's emotional support dog.
Something we haven't touched on about why he might be such a gentleman as well.
Yeah.
He's much older than me.
Oh, how much older?
Oh, it'll like reveal his age. He's going to want everyone to think he's 37. He's much older than that. There is a 29-year age difference.
29? Emily, that is...
He's going to hate that because
that's quite large from even what I hear, like, day to day.
Actually on our first date, I was like, oh God, again, this might get me in trouble. I was like, this is my husband. I couldn't tell how old he was. I thought mid-40s, and I've never dated more than 2 years older than me. And I was like, I went on the date and I was like, you know what, I'm going to ask him how old he is. And if he's over 45, that's great because it means he's not my husband and I can just have fun and whatever. So I asked him, not only was he 58, he turned 59 at midnight.
Jesus Christ. That is quite the age gap.
Yes, it is.
What feelings has that stirred up inside you? Anything, really? Do you care at all?
It's funny, we had this conversation at the beginning because, again, it was like even 2 years older than me was always an issue. I've had 3 boyfriends that were 2 years younger than me.
Really?
So it's like, yeah. So I was worried about, this is going to sound again like I'm a wanker.
No, say it.
I was worried about walking into a restaurant with him and people thinking she's a prostitute.
Yeah,
or like she wants him for his money. And I famously only dated broke guys. It's my thing.
Really?
Yeah. No, but back to the age thing. Feels like the youngest guy I've ever dated because he's not jealous. He's awesome. We like laugh and like cry laughing.
Yeah.
So we have such a good time. So it feels young. But they don't make these guys like they used to. Like.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing about dating older. It's like, it's a different generation of guy and they're different. They're just different. Okay, so I'm gonna ask the hard questions here.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
How you think you'll feel, I don't know, like 20 years from now?
You know what's funny? I would happily wipe his ass. Happily. Yeah.
Yeah, no, now, see,
Sure.
I have a gold star. You're getting a gold star for wiping his ass. Here we go, Em. There we go. A little gold star for you.
If it doesn't work out with this one, at least now I know.
You know your new standard.
This is what it's meant to be. I'm really not convinced that another one of these guys exists in the world. I hope for all my friends that they do. But now I know, like, this is what I deserve. This is how it should be.
We never know if something's gonna work out or not. All we can control is ourselves and how we're showing up. You know, if it works out, it does. If it doesn't, whatever. But when you start meeting guys like this, your whole standard for dating and the men that you allow into your life completely changes.
Yeah.
And if this didn't work out, you now know, okay, like, I will not settle for anything less than what this is.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think it's gonna work out.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll be wiping his ass in no time.
That's all right, baby. All right, Em, it was fun chatting today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This
Anytime.
is so fun.
It was. See you soon. Class, for homework this week, I want you to write a 3-page essay as to why you keep stalking your ex's Instagram profile. And remember to include at least 2 paragraphs as to why you think this is beneficial for your mental health.